Welcome back to Scorching Hot Reacts. Today I'm very excited to be reacting to Flare by Plantoid. Now you might not be familiar with Plantoid. They're an upcoming like psych, progressive, almost sometimes jazzy outfit coming out of Brighton. Really enjoyed their album Terapath. This is their second album, so I'm really looking forward to getting into it. I really like the single Dozer. That has been on repeat. You might like this if you're fans of maybe like Tame Impala like me, Melody's Echo Chamber, Flaming Lips, King Giz, that kind of stuff, like modern sort of psych, progressive rock. But without further ado, let's get into the first song, Parasite. Is it going to be a Nick Drake cover? Doesn't sound like it. Straight in, love that. Drums are massive. Drumming is crazy. Slow it down. Love Chloe's vocals, so ethereal. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm completely gone. Literally have nothing to say. Because I think, like all the best stuff in like prog and psych, it's sucking you into a world, and that's what it's so transportative for me, and that's where I get my most like enjoyment. Like, can you really sort of move me and take me to some place like in my mind? And already with Chloe's ethereal vocals and the just like hypnotic like drumming and the guitar work and just the atmosphere in general, the world building's crazy so far. Drumming is nuts. Wow. What a start. I don't even know what to say. Like I said partway through, the best stuff of this genre just sucks you into a world, and that absolutely did nothing but that. What a sick opener. I love how that kind of came around cyclical nature with that like harder bit at the front and the end of the track. But yeah, and Chloe had such a beautiful, subtle vocal performance. I like the vocal mix. It was quite hazy, very dreamy. It had me gone for most of that track. Like that middle section, I was just floating in my thoughts in this dreamlike state, which is just exactly what you want from psych rock, as I keep saying. Let's get into track 2. This was a single, and it was a great one, so I'm going to enjoy it again in the album context, I'm sure. Come on. One thing I really love about this is like the verses are almost like more catchy than the chorus, and I don't mean that in a detriment to the chorus, but the chorus is like this super ethereal big moment where you just kind of like absorb the atmosphere, but these like chirpy verses are such an earworm. I absolutely love it. Let's keep going. The layers are building. Yeah, absolutely love that. That like section about 3/4 of the way through is so dreamy. Like every single time I'm absolutely lost. But one thing I kind of want to say is, as much as progressive rock and psychedelic rock are seen as like these pretentious genres that are for like proper music snobs, my response to people who say that would be, yes, it's maybe not got the most like traditional replay value, but I think it's great solo listening, especially with like headphones on. If you really want to, like, you know, when people like want to stick on a film and kind of just like actually get lost in the storyline, the creation, the cinematography, all that sort of stuff, and you kind of want to like just appreciate everything that was put into creating such a thing. This kind of music is like that. It's just like you get sucked into a world, and it just lets you kind of escape the mundane life or whatever it is. Maybe if you're going through something or you just need a break, like you've had a busy day at work, whatever it is. I feel like this is some of the most like immersive music, like genre wise, and they kind of to some extent forgotten genres, especially prog. Like it's never been as like peak as it was in the 70s, but I'm just glad to see people still making it to such high quality. Next track is called The Weaver. The subtle percussion based start has reminded me a little bit of Geese getting killed. Something like Husbands, maybe. Chloe is very reminiscent of Melody's Echo Chamber. If you haven't checked out Melody's Echo Chamber, honestly, some of the best psychedelic rock from the 2010s. So if you're enjoying this so far and you haven't checked out Melody's Echo Chamber, because I do think she's severely underrated, go and check them out as well. It's phenomenal albums. But yeah, Chloe has a very similar vocal style, very dreamy, and almost like, as much as you can delve into the songwriting, I'm sure I'm not on first listen because I'm just letting these soundscapes move me and transport me. But she's using her voice as an instrument, which I sometimes think is the most powerful way a vocalist can shine. It's like, how can, without me understanding the language you're using, still impact me so emotively just because of the melodies you're hitting and how it's mixed? And yeah, in this case, super transportive, like a dreamy synth pad, if you would. Okay, for me, I think that the progression of that song did almost become a little bit tedious towards the end. I think it maybe could have got to that end section with that guitar solo bit that was like wonky. Obviously you saw I was stanking that up. But the middle section also, I just want to say, it kind of reminded me of, is it No Excuses from Childish Gambino's Bando Stone like soundtrack thing he did? I mean, I hadn't listened to that ever really since it came out, but I did quite like No Excuses on there. It kind of had that sort of like jungle, like foresty vibe to it. For me anyway, that's what I was like picturing in my head. Again, yeah, dreamy, but maybe not as standout as the first two tracks, but it might be one that like grows on me. I feel like it's definitely a bit more of a deep cut within the album, but I feel like obviously the album's about 48 minutes. Maybe we could have got to the point quicker and got to like conclusion of the track a little bit earlier, but still not a bad song by any means. Let's keep going. Dozer, I mentioned this before, the chorus on this song is absolutely immense. Just wait if you haven't heard this already. Come on. drumming is fucking ridiculous. Also, just quickly, I want to say, Plantoid are performing in Leeds on the 18th of February at Oporto. Future Sound are putting it on. Shout out to those guys, putting on loads of amazing gigs all the time. Check them out, give them a follow on Instagram to keep up to date with all the things they're putting on. And let me know, are you enjoying this album? Will I be seeing you there? Because so far, I feel like live, this is going to be sick. I will say just before it drops back in again, as much as I do love this track, and it is probably still my favourite on the album, if I was to be a proper nitpick, this is kind of giving me Moonchild vibes. King Crimson fans, you'll know what I'm referring to, where the first half is so good, and then it kind of just meanders a little bit too much, because this song has such a sense of urgency and immediacy. And I kind of just wish it was almost a bit more of a short, punchy banger that could still be super heady and psychedelic and transportive. But it is just like kind of meandering a little bit too long for me, maybe. And I am a big prog fan, so I'm kind of used to it. But sometimes I do just think it gets a little bit... I can see where people are coming from, where it's like, why are you listening to this? Not that this is bad, it's just like the chorus is so good that I've just like... I'm ready for it to come back in again. Do you know what I'm saying? Drumming. Banger. Nothing else to say. Banger. Good for you now. This is beautiful.
It clicks in, contorting my senses on morning, breathing the same air as you felt. I'm climbing, hold off, I'm closing in now, like a newborn baby. I lay there, retracing, holding space for you, space for you.
Just want to say, because we're only about 2/5 of the way through, should we say, structurally, all these songs are so interesting. Like, I never know which way they're going to go next, but it always seems to be so rewarding for me. I wonder if it's going to be like that on repeat listens, because right now I'm just completely immersed in this world and there's not really anything I'm hearing that I'm not enjoying.
Winds down, still as most, still as most say.
Heavenly backing vocals.
Still I flow,
Beautiful. Beautiful. I think that might be my new favourite track. I'm not going to lie, guys. As a reactor and someone that has a music podcast, I discuss music a lot, I feel like a little bit of a pressure to almost overanalyze and really give a solid, well-backed-up opinion. And that's quite hard sometimes on a first listen, like doing reaction videos. And I love doing these. But there's songs like that, how am I supposed to describe that to you? Like, for me, honestly, I was just floating. I just forgot I was sat in my living room at what we're on now, 10 to 1 on a Friday morning in the UK. I just forgot I was here. And sometimes that's what music's for. Like I said at the start, you can just escape your normal life, whatever you've got going on. And I feel like psych rock, progressive rock, this sort of stuff where it sucks you into a world is some of the best stuff to do that. Banging on about it now, but honestly, it's tracks like that that just kind of reinforce my point, I think. Now we've got Worn. Love the percussion on this one. Think about it, I feel like fans of Beach House might like this a bit. Some of the songs, I mean, ones where they get a bit more like harder and there's like the crunchy guitars and heavy drums, maybe not so much. But a song like this so far, yeah, I mean, like percussion wise and drumming wise, it's not like your typical Beach House song. It's got a bit more of like a funky groove to it. Just vocally, Chloe's very similar, and just in terms of like the overall atmosphere that you get from a lot of dream pop in general. But yeah, Beach House just kind of sprung to mind there. I feel like Beach House fans will get a lot out of this. I love that song. I absolutely love that. That might be top 3 as well for me. But this is super solid so far. There's only maybe been like a couple of moments that I'd have maybe tweaked slightly, but yeah, this might not be my best reaction because honestly, I feel like I'm just kind of like losing myself in these tracks. But I feel like that's what it's kind of designed to do. There's not like loads of things that I want to like nitpick at in some of the other reactions that we've covered so far on the channel. But yeah, I'm loving this. Super underrated as well. Just like upcoming band from Brighton. This is their second album, like I said. And already it feels like they've got such a sort of distinct sound that's kind of blending some of the unpredictable prog structures with like dream pop influences, some jazz influences, of course the psych rock influences. But it's all coming together super nice. And I feel like it's quite standalone in a way. I mean, it definitely has its parallels, like I've compared to like Melody's Echo Chamber. It's probably the biggest similarity. But honestly, there's not enough of this type of music being made for me to get sick of it. I feel like this is just a super unsaturated like market of music. So we need more of it. So we need to start supporting more people like this. Get a bit of a way of going, people. Anyway, next track, Splatter. Ugh. Come on. This is like King is now. What a banger. Oh my god, Splatter, what a tune. That was definitely like the most punchy, immediate, like concise track we've had on the album, coming in at under 3 minutes. A lot of these songs have been like long, unpredictable, winding structurally. But that was just straight to the point, absolutely no messing around. What a banger. I'm glad we kind of got one of those tracks as well, because I mean, on an album like this, it's very easy to kind of like blur a lot of the songs together, but like that immediately jumps out to me as one that I'm going to be sticking on maybe if I've only got a few minutes to be listening to a tune or something, like maybe walking to the bus stop, whatever it is. I just want a banger real quick without listening to the whole album experience. But yeah, that fit into the album experience perfectly because we had a few more like slower tracks. I was hoping that the tempo would come back again, and it absolutely did. Now we've got slower moving, so are we going slow again? I won't mind. Seems like it. Now we've only got one more song left after this.
Sitting in the wind, and I thought you'd light up once I felt a rising moon, and I thought we solved this matter once before, but now we're hanging on the ledge.
Come on. finding with a lot of these tracks as well that there's so many little subtleties that I think it'll be like one of them albums that every time I go back to it, I'm finding something new about it that I really like. I like a lot of these little switches in like the guitar riffs and little like layers that come in and out of the songs. I feel like I just add into this overall like atmosphere and soundscape, but I feel like I very easily missed, especially on like a first listen. So I'm already looking forward to going back to this. I feel like for this whole listening experience, I've just been like swaying side to side with my eyes closed. But honestly, that's just all this music's making me want to do right now. One thing I want to say as well, just as this song's finishing off, despite this being like a prog psych rock album at its core, I do feel like they've got some great pop sensibilities. A lot of these choruses, like when they are there, they're very hooky, they're very catchy. And I feel like that's exactly what you need for an album like this to want to go back to it, because it's them memorable moments that you kind of like look forward to while you're on these winding, meandering journeys mid-song. Because you kind of know that after listening to it once, that it's going to reappear at some point. You're not quite sure when, and that unpredictability keeps you on your toes. And then when it hits, it's just like, it's like a nice warm hug. We're into the last song now, Daisy Chains, and it's a 7-minute beast. Going out with a bang. Maybe not. You know, it's funny that this song's called Daisy Chains, actually, because I do feel like a lot of this album experience, like when I've been saying that I'm super lost, I'm just in my thoughts, very heady, a lot of the time I have been like just imagining running through a beautiful like spring meadow. It has an amazing spring feeling, which is kind of getting me excited for spring, because the weather's been terrible at the moment. It's been raining for a week straight in Leeds. So I am kind of like waiting for a bit more of that like green and a bit more like light come through in the next couple of months. And I feel like this album just kind of perfectly summing that up. Like, that's where I'm being transported to. And I'm fine with it. So fine with it. Where are we going now? Where are we going? before we get on to the next segment of this song, because we're only halfway through, not even halfway yet. Just want to shout out, I mean, I don't know all the band members' names, but the guitar work on here has been phenomenal. Very subtle at times and kind of dreamy and atmospheric, but without it, it would be nothing. And the drumming in particular, a lot of the fills that are getting pulled off are just sick. They're sick. Is this about to go crazy? Let's see. Oh my God. I didn't want that to end. Okay, that's it. Wow. What an epic closer. Thoroughly enjoyed that album. To be honest, like very, very consistent. I was just sucked into a world from beginning to end. We had a lot of different song structures, lots of different song types as well. Like there was some slow, dreamy ones, some slow builders that ended with like a big finish, like the last song, or just some straightforward bangers like Splatter, I think it was. Honestly, like everything I could have wanted from a prog psych rock album, I got out of that. And it's just like I said, partway through, it's amazing to see that people are still making like this type of music in 2026 and making it to such a high standard that still feels like it's kind of pushing the boundaries of the genre forward, like using modern day technology in terms of vocal effects and how we can manipulate these instruments to make them super just otherworldly. It's great. I love it. I'm a fan of all the classic prog stuff. I'm a classic like the modern day prog psych stuff, all that right up my street. But a lot of the time it can get a bit silly. That had a lot of pop sensibility with it and has so much replay value. I don't know what more I could ask for, other than maybe a few of the songs could have been maybe a little bit more concise. That is maybe my only critique. But yeah, looking forward to getting back into this one. Sticking on songs like Splatter again. What a banger. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Is this your first time listening to Plantoid? Because I thoroughly enjoyed it. Check out their first album as well. That's really good. And let me know, will I be seeing you in Leeds, Oporto on the 18th of February? Because I think this live is going to be sick. I can't wait, to be honest, actually. Need that to come round. Just under a month. Few weeks and that'll be occurring. But yeah, make sure you like for more reactions, more hot takes, all that good stuff. Make sure you're following us on Instagram and TikTok as well to see all our daily short form content. Tell a friend about this album. Let's celebrate it. Celebrate prog, psych rock, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Cheerio.